Welcome back, everyone, to
his return from his Gore Magala search. We're to meet him at the Ice Shard Cliffs base camp. We should hurry.
Monster Hunter Wilds.
Let's go.
We are already at the ice camp. I did this as a rolling start.
Good, you're here.
I am here.
I've received reports on your agile response to the conditions in each region.
I appreciate that. Appreciate.
Professor, that armor. Does that mean...
I have a report of my own.
It ain't just for show, bitch.
I'll explain
I mean,
once everyone is assembled.
baby. I mean, handler. I wonder what he plays.
Astrum unit, my apologies for keeping you waiting. Here are my findings.
Finding one.
After investigating each region, I have determined this to be the territory of a Gore Magala.
Oh, good.
As evidence of that, we recently took this wood.
Oh no, my Woodwood got frenzy virus.
By the frenzy
Does that mean
virus.
she's not gonna talk anymore?
It's unclear whether a Woodwood's body is capable of weathering the virus. At this rate, he may not... ...
Survive!
Furthermore, I've arrived at a theory.
We're gonna kill our favorite Woodwood friend off now.
The lasting weather inclemency. I believe both of these phenomena stem from a single root cause.
Gore Magala.
Gore Magala.
Nice.
What? How?
Wait.
Wait, a virus. Interesting. You're right. The dots are starting to line up.
I know exactly what's going on.
It's true the virus
I suppose Christopher, would know what was going on if I had played earlier Monster Hunter games, but I have not.
This excessive energy output is a symptom.
Like I've said before, this is my first time really running into the frenzy virus.
Yes.
Because as far as I'm aware, unless they added it after I stopped playing, it was not in Wilds, it was not in World. And again, I didn't play the DLC expansions to either one of those. Though, now I do officially own both.
The damn thing's alive.
My thoughts
I was on
exactly.
Steam this past
And
week,
as an organism, it may respond
and
to
they had
treatment.
Monster Hunter,
Sure you follow,
uh,
Eric?
they had Monster Hunter, whatever, Rise, and its expansion for like $15. I picked it up. Of course, I probably won't be going Monster Hunter to Monster Hunter, but I will eventually get to those.
Would that same cure work on Rove?
Would it work on Rove?
If they do share the same equipment,
Considering his
a cure
biology is
for
different,
could perhaps be a
as
cure
is
for
the
both.
Wyvern engine.
The
It's
first
hard to
step
say
in
if
testing
any
that is slaying that Gore Magala. To stop the virus's
antidote would
further
affect all of
spread,
them. We're really gonna fight a Gore
and to
Magala.
collect a tissue sample
I'm not ready to
derive
fight a Gore
cure.
Magala, I don't think.
Henceforth, that is our primary priority.
Can we kill like something else that is frenzy virus? It's not Gore Magala?
Understood.
Because I kind of don't
Hurry
want to
back
fight him right
conduct
now.
any final analysis to be
I feel
ready
like
to
I
take
am
the torch.
underprepared for fighting him.
I'll keep a close eye on Rove's condition while
However,
examining
if
the
I'm-
sample I took from him.
If this is a 2v1, you know, me and Fabius
You'll
here.
join me in slaying this Gore Magala.
Oh, sweet.
I've sent my men out to scout its location.
We're going to scout his location.
Speak to me as soon
And then
as
we're all
you're
gonna take
prepared to depart.
our swords and spears and maybe if you're one of them filthy
Are you ready to leave, Hunter?
I don't know.
All right. Time is our enemy here as much as Gore Magala. Let's hurry to the rendezvous point.
So we're really gonna fight a Gore Magala. That's what's gonna happen here. I know Gore Magala is not like fighting an Elder Dragon, but I kind of put him on that level of like, here comes a really difficult, like, what do they call those? Title level monsters, like fighting a Nergigante or fighting a, who's the other one?
Look alive, men! Report!
The one that's in this game that I've suddenly
have
forgot
yet
its
to sight the
name
target.
too.
But something is definitely here.
Arkveld. There we go. I remember eventually. You don't have to remind me. I eventually remember these things. Just like when it comes to names, I always seem to draw a blank immediately until I like my brain can relax and actually go, yeah, arc field, dumbass. Speaking of which, that is not an arc field. Or a Gormagala. That is a Yankaku, and something just picked him up. Maybe that's the arc field. Jesus Christ, keep saying arc field. Gormagala. Good catch. Thanks, sir. You're my hero. Love you. Ah, great. Got Narcilla, Yankaku, both frenzy. 2v4 is not bad. I doubt it's gonna be... Oh, they're gonna fight each other, that's fine. That's fine, I don't mind that. You know, this is just a cutscene, so none of this damage counts. Oh, he ripped the shit out of that guy's leg. Yes, I would imagine that's why they call it frenzy. Considering he didn't eat that, he just tore his fucking leg off. There's Gore. How you doing, buddy? It's been a bit. And by bit, I mean it. I haven't fought you since generations. Yeah, there you are, buddy. Chomp. Oh, no, he didn't chomp him. He just smushed his face into the dirt. Little old Gore. You piece of shit.
After it.
Let's go after it. Oh, good. Narcilla 2 and 3 have popped up here. Great. That's 3 Narcilla. We're gonna fight 3 Narcilla instead.
Follow it.
Follow it.
You two are their shield. Go!
He's gonna take up. I'm about to say he's gonna take 3v1.
Now it's our turn.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Now go.
2v3 is fairer than 3v1. But I guess this is a fair fight now.
Hang in there.
I'm always reminded of that amazing line from fucking well, I don't think I played Halo 3 on... Did I? I don't remember anymore. I just remember this amazing line from fucking Halo 3 where the fucking elite are going to... You know, you're gonna get dropped off on the arc, if you will. And you're coming out of slip space, and he goes, "Shipmaster, the brutes outnumber us 3-1." And he goes, "Well, then it's a fair fight, I guess." Oh, such tenacity, I love it. But the elites are pretty fucking awesome too, so what can I say? If you were to say, okay, I've got an army of brutes and I got an army of elites, I'm gonna go with the army of elites. I don't care, well, I shouldn't say I don't care how many brutes there are. Certainly, as the world has told us and simulations have taught us many times before, it's better to be stupid and strong than smart and weak.
No. Hold yourself together.
I think one of my favorite lines regarding that is there was a show on that you can watch on Netflix. It's called Son of Zeus. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's not super great either. It's nothing truly like groundbreaking or writing home about. And some of that probably has to do with the fact that I watched that series. It was coming out. So the first season comes out, you get the first, whatever, we'll say 12 episodes of it. Then a year or so later, the second 12 come out, and then another year later, the rest of the series comes out. And if you probably sit down and watch it now, it's probably completely illogical or eligible. It doesn't make sense, in other words, because some of the plot points are just kind of like, okay, well, why did you choose to end the season with this? You know, and what does that mean for everything else? And then you get to the end of the series, and it's like, well, some things mattered, but they kind of fudged a lot of like the things that like truly hold like importance. It's like they kind of like, oh, we're gonna kill one of the three major gods, you know, and then, oh, sorry, we brought him back at the end. Okay, so you know, your big stinger at the end of one of the seasons is like sort of like whatever
Be on your guard now. Don't let your courage
at the end of the
waver.
series. But it is really a really great line that last season that talks about for every 100 men, like 90 of them don't belong. And, you know, of the other 10, you know, 8 of them are true warriors. And then like the last 2 are the ones that will basically shape the way the battle ends up going. Because their ability to see and respond to the battlefield and make the sacrifices needed to win the day. I'm in a cart. Here comes. Okay, I got healed somehow, luckily. Anyways, so their ability to see the field and make the difference is, like I said, the difference between winning a battle and losing a battle. And it, not that, I'm not gonna say that isn't still true today. You know, you're certainly gonna have the people that are drafted into the army that kind of don't belong there. And I mean on the front lines. I'm not talking about support people. I'm not talking about your mechanics that are important. You know, your radio people that are important. You know, but don't serve in a necessarily like a frontline situation. You know, because with an army, everything's important. Okay, I'm not trying to say, well, if you don't fight with a rifle on the front lines, or you're not strictly there, you know, killing, you know, fighting the enemy, you know, or the opposition, then, you know, you don't belong. You know, you're not army material. But, you know, if an army doesn't eat, it doesn't go anywhere. You know, if it doesn't have places to sleep, or its equipment keeps breaking down, you're not going to be successful. You know, you need not only soldiers on the ground, but you need the logistics and the food and, you know, the supplies to keep an army moving. That's sort of what I think, in a way, because I wouldn't say we didn't understand logistics back in the day, but it was a lot harder to plan ahead, and then in a way to respond to problems that occurred. I think that's why, in large cases, you know, Europe is as it is. You know, culturally different, languagely different. No one really ever kind of got the true domination, because the farther you get away from your home base, the harder it is to have, you know, the logistics for food and water and clothing and shelter. And it just, like I said, the farther you get away from your home base, the more difficult that gets. So even if you have a genius, you know, you have the technology advantage over your enemy. You know, you've got the sort of the, you know, modern way of fighting battles, and you've got the right rifle or, you know, strategies there. I finally fainted. It was only a matter of time. I have the wrong armor on. Long story short. But you know, long story short, everything, you know, that's all important. But I'm thinking in terms of like, even back to World War II, you know, when people were getting drafted and going off to war. I don't know about Vietnam. I imagine Vietnam is the same, but you would have people that, like, they would go through basic training, they'd be issued guns, and they would like they would return those guns at the end of the war and find out that like I don't know what the exact number is, so I'm gonna go somewhat conservatively and say like a third of them were never fired. Now that number might be higher or lower. I think it's like closer to 40% if I had to guess without actually having the numbers in front of me. But like that is kind of ridiculous that you have so many soldiers that would never even fire their weapon, let alone. And maybe some of that has to do with the fact that you had people issued weapons that were in sort of non-combat roles. So because they were always, you know, in the quote-unquote background, they never fired a weapon because either they never had to or, you know, they were never in a situation that required them to even pick up the rifle, let's just say.
On your feet?
On your feet, soldier. Score's taking it to me pretty good here. Doesn't help that I'm probably not well prepared for this battle. As in, like, my armor is not strong enough. A lot of that has to do with the fact that I don't think I have enough armor spheres to really start upgrading my armor. Like, for instance, say you have 100 of the armor spheres that do say, I don't know, let's say 1,000 points of upgrade material. Now that's great at the beginning when you've got, like, you know, let's say the armor that Fabius is wearing. You know, 1,000 could probably get you, like, 4 or 5 levels. But once that armor gets up to, like, say, like a level 18 or level 20, yeah, each of those upgrades start to become about 5,000 apiece. So, like, all of a sudden, like, the ability to get it to max upgrade is a lot of armor stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of armor points going into it. And because you're limited on the number of armor things you get, you know, the game wants to try to give you, like, at this point, probably like armor sphere, whatever, plus, or advanced armor sphere, whatever it's called. It'll give you, like, anywhere between 200 and 1,000 upgrade points, okay? You know, 200's not bad when you only have to throw, you know, 5 of them in to level up an item. It's not so great when you have to use 5 times that amount, you know, to upgrade it just once, and when you start getting near, like, the upper echelons of, like, say, 60 defense, you start requiring about 5,000 upgrade points. Like, that's nice if they let the armor get that high, which I think they do with some of the lower level armors. It just takes more investment time to get it that high. But, I don't know. Like I said, I'm a little, in a way, I'm a little under-leveled for, I wouldn't say necessarily this fight, but I'm sure I'm definitely under, my armor is not to the capacity it could be if, say, you know, I were fighting, like, an end-level monster, that was, like, arch-tempered and bullshit like that. Then you're probably talking about some pretty difficult bullshit that I'm not sure I'd be able to take on. Let's turn around and smush him. Yep, he got me. He jumped up, got me. So anyways. Thor's gotta be close to being dead now. I mean, I know Fang and Fabius don't hit the monster quite as often as I do, in terms of damage. Either that or their damage numbers aren't shown to me. But even if they're not doing necessarily doing damage to the monster, they're at least distracting it so I can do damage. And healing me. This is what I was talking about, you know, in terms of a support role. If I can focus on battling and my Palico takes care of my, you know, healing me and removing Frenzy virus whenever I have Frenzy infected on me, then like I can focus on just doing damage and not have to worry about taking time to, I wouldn't say necessarily guard, but taking time to make sure that, you know, and that's one thing my Palico cannot do. It cannot sharpen my weapon. In some ways, I kind of like the old method where you had to take care of yourself, but it definitely prolongs the fight when you gotta take like a 2-minute, well, not a 2-minute break. You gotta take like a 5-second break in the middle of your fight to make sure that, hey,
From here on out, it's do or die.
I think it's gonna be more do or die for Gore Magala here in a moment, but we'll see.
Set a bomb.
Alright, Mr. Fabius, we're gonna shoot this. We're gonna do about, I'm gonna guess about 500 damage. That was somewhere in the ballpark of about, depending on if Fabius's damage gets hidden or not. That was at least 500 damage. Possibly closer to, I wouldn't say 1,000. Did I kill him? I did kill him. How about that? That was good. We had him right where we wanted him. Less than 1,000 health, looks like. Gormagala wing, great. It's gonna be the first of probably not 100, but a lot of Gormagala fights. But they are not probably gonna go as swimmingly as that did with 2 people. But we'll see. The game kind of decided to give it a little bit easy to me by introducing a frenzied Bolongo, or whatever, however you pronounce his name properly. So that means that because you have a number of monster fights, you're splitting the amount of difficulty between the two. So they are going to be a little bit easier, but because there's 2 of us fighting, they're also going to be a little bit harder. So I imagine this guy's probably got less HP than a regular one does. But it probably also gets a little bit of a buff, so we'll say he's at, I don't know, let's say 90% of a regular Bolongo. I don't know for certain, but I'm just guessing based on the fact that it's a 2v1 fight. We've already killed Gormagala, who is probably weakened because a Bolongo came into his vicinity while we were fighting. I wonder if this is a scripted fight or they pick a random frenzy monster to fight us. It kind of makes sense because so far we fought a frenzied, well, I guess there's probably frenzy version of everything, but I was going to say, we've definitely fought a frenzied, Uyaku, and there's probably one, I wasn't paying attention, but we probably fought a frenzied, Narcilla. So I made a mistake of going online and looking up fan art of this game, and you know, aside from the fact that, you know, in the internet, you know, the rules of the internet still apply. So if it's on the internet, there's porn of it. So you know that goes without saying. I'm not going to a porn site to look up Monster Hunter porn. Okay, we're just sort of interested to see how people portray. You know, how do they see? You know, either your handler or your blacksmith. Both female, obviously. So those are always. You know, if you want a lot of fan art, make your character female, and if you want a second amount of a lot of fan art, you make the male character beachy. So like a Sephiroth, a Shishomaru. That's a good way to get a lot of female fan art. I don't know. Some people are really. They're just they're a godsend. So I guess I should put it. If you don't like fan art, that's on you. But like, I kind of like to see people's interpretation of certain characters.
Impressive. Admirably done.
Search
That
it.
should put a halt to the virus's spread.
You'll be able to compound the medicine here?
Yes. What I lack in facilities
I made up.
is made up for by an excellent assistant.
We'll see it done.
We'll see it done.
Nice. All right, cut the episode. Come back. We're gonna do the tail end of this. Whatever the cutscene is after this, and then we'll move on to probably some sort of side quest. I don't think there's gonna be a main quest that I'm probably gonna be super hype about doing right away, or maybe I will. We'll see. Depends on what comes next. Fighting Gore Magala's top of there, though.